I should have listened to Jax. He's the vibes guy of our group. And the second we stepped through the rusted out service entrance of the old Blackwood Manor, he wanted to turn back. But Sarah had her gimbal out. Leo was already halfway up the stairs with the flashlight, and I didn't want to be the one to kill the mood. It was your standard urban explorer's dream. Peeling wallpaper, the smell of wet copper and rot, and those heavy, oppressive shadows that seemed to swallow the light from your LED. By midnight, we were exhausted. We found a relatively dry room on the third floor, an old library, and rolled out our sleeping bags in a circle. One night, Leo joked, tossing a granola bar wrapper into the corner. We survive the night, we get the footage, we're legends. I laughed, closed my eyes, and fell into a heavy, dreamless sleep. When I woke up, the first thing I noticed was the silence. It wasn't just quiet building silence, it was vacuum silence. No wind outside, no distant traffic, and most importantly, no snoring from Leo. I sat up, shivering. The air didn't just feel cold, it felt heavy, like I was trying to breathe through a wet wool blanket. Guys? I whispered. My voice didn't echo, it just dropped. I looked around and my heart did a slow, painful roll in my chest. Their sleeping bags were there, their gear was there, but the room was empty, except Nate, it wasn't the same room. The walls were darker, not just dusty, but coated in something that looked like dried tar. The windows, which had been broken out earlier, were now sealed with this thick, translucent membrane that pulsed ever so slightly. I scrambled up, my pulse hammering in my ears. I ran into the hallway, screaming their names, but the sound felt like it was being sucked out of my throat by a straw. The geometry was wrong. The hallway seemed to stretch for miles, the doors repeating in a nauseating loop. Then I heard it, a muffled, distorted sound, like a radio tuned between stations. I followed it back toward the library. As I crossed the threshold, the world shifted. It was like looking through a layer of grease on a lens. I saw them. Sarah was on her knees, her face distorted by a silent sob. Jax was pacing frantically, his mouth moving a mile a minute, though I could only catch fragments. Not breathing. Call 911. No signal. I'm right here, I yelled, reaching out to grab Leo's shoulder. My hand passed through him like smoke. A cold, oily sensation washed over my palm, and Leo shivered, looking around with wide, terrified eyes. Did you feel that? He gasped. His voice sounded like it was coming from the bottom of a deep well. That's when I saw it. In the center of their panicked circle, lying on the floor in a sleeping bag, was me. But it wasn't me. My body was gray. My eyes were rolled back, showing only the whites, and my chest wasn't moving. I looked like a discarded mannequin. I tried to scream again, to kick over a flashlight, to do anything to let them know I was standing 3 feet away in a version of reality that felt like it was rotting. But as I watched Sarah press her ear to my body's chest, I noticed something else. In the corner of the room, my version of the room, a shadow was detached from the wall. It didn't have a face, just a long, jagged slit where a mouth should be. It was watching them. It was watching my body. And then, it looked at me. It raised a long, spindly finger to that horrific slit of a mouth. Shh. I'm sitting in the corner now. My phone still works, which is the weirdest part, but the internet looks different. I can only see this one subreddit. I can see my friends picking up my limp body, trying to carry it toward the exit, but in this place, the doors are gone. If you're reading this, don't go into abandoned places. Not because of the cops, because sometimes when you fall asleep, you don't wake up in the same world you went to sleep in, and something else is waiting to inhabit the space you left behind.